I'm proud to represent the 3,400 school leaders who are following in her footsteps as superintendents and principals. Thank you for doing this. I had the privilege to serve in the legislature for 6 years, and I have to tell you, every day when I walk up those steps, I could look up into the eyes of this beautiful lady. I didn't know enough about her. I didn't know that she founded Bethune-Cookman. I knew she was from Maysville. I've learned so much more today. But I want to tell you, she's not looking down on us. She's looking up. If you look at her eyes, she has this beautiful spirit about her. She looked up to the good Lord for her faith and her guidance, and she is a legacy for all of us, not just my friends of color, but for all of us. Thank you, Dr. Bethune, for the life you led. Thank you to her family. And as educators and education leaders today, I'll tell you that we share in her dream and that we're working hard out in the communities of South Carolina now to impact children's lives, all children's lives, and all families. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly.
Have a little military right now. The director of the South Carolina Youth Challenge Academy, Colonel Jackie FOGLE. Everybody say good morning, Colonel FOGLE.
You better do that.
They're well trained, thank you. I'm going to be very brief. First, I'm very honored to be here. I really appreciate it. Thank the Millers for what they've done, putting all this together, for all the hard work. They did a great job. It's been wonderful. It's been so much said about this great lady so far. The only thing I'd like to say right now is to tell you that she had a vision way before her time. She realized that the great equalizer was education. And that's the truth, folks. And that's why Youth Challenge has the same vision. Education. That's what she realized would bring people up. Get them out of poverty, get them out of whatever situation they're in. Education, as well as with the right ethics and values. She had all those. She is a great example for all of us to try to emulate, and we at Youth Challenge do our best to try to follow her example. Education, ethics, doing the right thing. Thank you. Thank you.
And now the convener of the South Carolina State Museum, National Council of Negro Women Incorporated. Welcome, Mrs. STARLEE Alexander. Good morning, Mrs. Alexander. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Please allow me to ask some of the members of the state mechanism of National Council of Negro Women to please come and join me on behalf of the state, the members of National Council of Negro Women that have come to be with us today. Thank you so much. To our presider, to our dignitaries, our officials, religious leaders, educators, and community leaders, good morning. I bring to you greetings on behalf of the state mechanism of the National Council of Negro Women. This is truly an honor to be here today to witness such a great and historical moment. I would like to thank and commend Ms. Jereleen Hollimon-Miller and her husband, Mr. Ed Miller, for their endeavors in spearheading this unveiling of the South Carolina license plate of Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. When they set their minds to something, believe it, the Millers will get it done.
Amen.
We appreciate you accomplishing this task, and today, on behalf of our national headquarters in Washington, D.C., our CEO, Dr. Ingrid Jones, we also would like to say we are here. We represent over 11 sections across the state. We do have sections in Florence, South Carolina. Florence is where Dr. Bethune organized the first section there in 1935. and one of the ladies, who is 92, is still living. So most of them have passed on. Dr. Bethune would get on the train right there in South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, at the train station, and she visited many of the homes and stayed there. So it's just a great privilege to know that she was also on our grounds. We thank you, and we would like to issue a challenge to you today to purchase the license plate, number one. Number two, we issue a challenge to you if you are not a member of the National Council of Negro Women. We have local sections here in Columbia. We have them in Darlington, Sumter, Lee, Charleston, Williamsburg County, Clarendon County, Charleston, Lawrence, and we have our collegiate section. And you've heard from one today, the Benedict section. Please, if you are not a member, see one of your local areas to become a member. We issue that challenge to you today. This is a very wonderful tribute to have Dr. Bethune's. She is on a postage stamp. She's on over schools. We're just excited that this is a great legacy to our state. So again, we support this momentous occasion today, and we say congratulations to Dr. Bethune, because she is our leader. She was our great legacy in education, and we're still here representing her in our community to show our love and her excellence for giving back to our community. We thank you, and congratulations again to the Millers.
Thank you, Mrs. Alexander. Thank you, ladies. From South Carolina Solutions Incorporated, I'd like for you to welcome now the president, Mr. Jim Darby. Good morning, Mr. Darby.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. What an honor it is to be invited to be a part of this celebration today. The website for the rollout of this commemorative license plate unveiling highlights, among many important points, the future opportunities available to the town of Maysville, Sumter County, Lee County, and South Carolina's ethnic tourism. The economic benefits that would result from that and the proposed investments that have been identified on the website, I think speak again to the opportunities that events like this can bring to rural South Carolina. There's perhaps yet another important benefit to our state and the region that could result from the actions that have been taken here today. Dr. Bethune personified in her character and personal value system the important quality of persistence in the face of economic difficulties and social hardships. Her life and accomplishments in the fields of education and social justice are reminders to our youth of today, particularly those youth who find themselves residing in rural sections of South Carolina, that a lifelong pursuit of quality education is essential in order to acquire personal economic independence. South Carolina, competing in the 21st century global economy, needs all of its youth on board and engaged in post-secondary education experiences, just as Dr. Bethune was in her time. I offer this closing thought in the form of a quote attributable to Dr. Bethune. Please listen carefully. There's a place in God's Son for the youth furthest down, who has the vision, the determination, and the courage to reach it. I would hope that the resources generated and the doors and minds that are open as a direct result of this commemorative license plate honoring Dr. Bethune continues to benefit our state of South Carolina, Sumter County, and in particular, the residents of the Maysville community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Darby. Welcome now the President and CEO of the South Carolina Voter Education Project, the Honorable James L. Felder. Good morning, Mr. Felder.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Noser. The problem of coming last on a program like this, everything has been said. So I'm reminded of the story told by Miss Majestica Simpkins, whose portrait hangs here in the State House. She was talking about the time, the old days, when they would ship anything on the train, animals, horses, mules, billy goats. This particular day, there was a billy goat. The conductor went over to the platform to ask the baggage man, where is this billy goat going, John? Well, they had a tag around the billy goat's neck with its destination on it. The porter went over and looked at the billy goat, the tag was gone. So he went back to the conductor and he said, that billy goat done ate up where he went. Well, the speakers ahead of me have ate up where I was going. I had the opportunity of meeting Miss Mary McLeod Bethune in 1955. A young AME minister in Sumter named Fred C. James, along with the mayor of Sumter, brought Miss Bethune to Sumter to Mount Pisgah AME Church. I was a 10th grader at Lincoln High School, that great school in Sumter. I don't hear no silence lately. And I was on the student newspaper, so I had a chance to interview her. That was March 1955. 2 months later, she was deceased. So Bishop James, now Bishop James, is here today, and we're probably the last two persons in South Carolina to see her. So much has been said, but there's one thing that's not been said about Dr. Bethune today. She was also a very shrewd politician. She was a part of Franklin Roosevelt's kitchen cabinet. That's what they call it, kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
There were no black generals in the military. She was a close friend of Eleanor Roosevelt. She went to Eleanor and said, we need a black general appointed. I guess that night in the bed, Eleanor said to Franklin, Franklin, she had a high deep voice, we need to appoint a black general. 5 days later, Benjamin O. Davis was appointed the first black general. That opened the door for his son to become a general, and Chappie James and Colin Powell and all the rest. That was because of Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, after today, if you're riding by this building on Gervais Street and the lights are flashing and the building is shaking, don't be alarmed. That will be Mary McLeod Bethune and Majestica Simpkins debating Saul Blunt, Marion Gressick, Strom Thurmond, and they will be winning the argument.
Thank you, Mr. Felder. There's an old French proverb that says, the most wasted of all days is the day when we have not laughed. One of the things that I have the pleasure of doing is the West Metro Mayor's Breakfast, prayer breakfast. And recently, it was coming together of Dr. Wendell Estep, the pastor of the First Baptist Church, and also Mr. Jackson, Dr. Jackson with Brookland Baptist Church in Casey, West Columbia. This is a most beautiful story of two men, black and white, coming together. And this is what we are striving for. There is a little essay that is attributed to an African-American young girl, also Malcolm X, but it's not important. Imagine that I am black. Can you imagine that? When I was born, I was black. When I grow up, I'm black. When I'm ill, I'm black. When I go out in the sun, I'm black. When I'm cold, I'm black. When I die, I'm black. But you, Mr. Caucasian, when you're born, you're pink. When you grow up, you're white. When you're ill, you're green. When you go out in the sun, you turn red. When you're cold, you turn blue. When you die, you're purple or gray. And you have the nerve to call me colored. That says it all,